We all have goals that we want to achieve, whether that be for our career, fitness aspirations, or finances. We all have areas of our life which we would like to improve from our current situation. For a lot of us, and me included, for the longest time, it's easy for us to envision our goals and us reaching them, but it can be a lot harder for us to actually perform the steps necessary to get us from point A to point B, or to success. I'm creating this video to help those of you who are also seeking to accomplish similar goals that I am for this new year of 2022. If you have been following me for a while, which hopefully most of you haven't because I want to reach new people, but if you have, you would know that I want social media or content creation to be my career. And so me creating this video is actually one of the goals I have set for myself in this month of February to get me closer to my long-term goal. Cue the perfect segue into tip number 1, but before I actually say any tips, let me go ahead and say that I am probably going to be mentioning some tips that you've already heard of before, but I also think there might be some new tips that I'm going to mention. I know that some of these tips were new to me when I recently discovered their methods, so you'll have to watch through and let me know if I brought any new tips into your life, and hopefully I do, because that is obviously the point of you watching this video. But anyway, back to tip number 1, which is to break your goals up into short-term and long-term goals and write them down. I actually bought a planner this year so I can get my ish together and get in my mother bag because I have been wanting this career for so long and it has not been easy pursuing it. It's definitely been a learning process and a journey, but we don't need to get into all of that for this video. As you all can see, the image and message on the planner is literally on brand. Slap everchanging.ocean on there and it could have been designed by me. Research has shown that writing down a plan increases your chances of success by more than 30%. I don't know that fact off the top of my head, by the way. I read a book called Change Anything by a bunch of different authors who collaborated together. So I'm not going to say all of their names, but any of the facts that I provide in this video were taken from that book, and I give credit where credit is due. Moving on from there, back to the journal. I'm just going to show you guys what I have done for each of my goals. So you open up this first page and you can see my financial goals being addressed. And my plans for saving have been laid out in this bingo looking chart. And this is a great tip in getting you to have fun in reaching your goals. Tip number 2, turn reaching your goals into a game. If you can break up the actions that you are taking towards your goal and put them into a bingo sheet, and as you accomplish each action, you cross off or color in a square, it's just fun. I feel satisfied when I get to color in a square. I look forward to doing this every week. It's been 1 month now and I've already saved up $1,300 just from following this chart and completing my bingo square every week. You can easily Google search X amount of money in X amount of months or in a year, and Google has your back because Google has a bunch of images already laid out for you with charts just like this to help you on your financial journey into increased savings. I also want to mention that you absolutely do not have to use this method purely for financial goals, so long as you are able to put the steps of your goal into a bingo sheet / chart, you can use this method. Moving on to tip number 3, I honestly think this might just be the most profound tip that reading Change Anything taught me, and that is to pre-plan. And what this means is you need to be prepared for and anticipate your moments of weakness. Be ready for your moments when you are most susceptible to failure and have a game plan set in place for how you will overcome and combat these moments. So think about it, right? Most people make the same New Year's resolutions year after year. But with each year, most people give up their resolutions within the first 1 to 5 weeks of the new year. And this is because people are not doing tip number 3. There are so many different examples I could give for this. In the book, they gave an example of someone who wants to quit smoking, and her strongest moments for potential failure were when she was talking on the phone or driving, because it was an established habit of hers to mindlessly take a drag on her cigarette between conversation or as she was driving for longer distances. So she had to anticipate, okay, when I'm on the phone and when I'm driving, instead of taking a drag on a cigarette, I'm just going to take a drag out of a straw, which is really smart of her. So when it comes to whatever it is that your goals are, you really have to consider, what are my moments of weakness? When am I most susceptible for failure? And how can I go about changing that in order to alter the situation to favor my success versus my failure? As a personal example, I used to have this job where I was working 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and it was pretty laboriously demanding. I wasn't moving concrete or anything, but there was always something that needed to be done at this job, and I was constantly moving, and that really wore me out and left me with very little energy to put towards the things I wanted to be putting my energy towards. And I know there are other people out there who can relate to this. I've been attempting to pursue content creation since 2016. Yet I barely had any time to allow myself to be creative. I was still trying to work out and pursue my fitness. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I have a degree in kinesiology and health, and I regularly exercise and have done so using different methods. And you can check out my self-made fitness programs where I show how exercise can 100% affect your physical appearance and can help to boost your confidence. I'll link all that stuff down below if you are interested in fitness or buying an affordable online fitness program. But back to what I was saying, it was taking all of my day hours and I was literally getting worn down. I knew something had to change. And so I applied for a job that I knew was not going to be as laboriously demanding, that I knew would not take up all of my energy, and that is the job that I have now, which is the job as a tanning consultant. Literally one of the best decisions I've ever made was to switch from working one full-time job to 2 part-time jobs, where I don't have to be as in demand with the jobs that are making me money right now, and I have, number one, the energy, but also number two, the time to create and focus more of my day hours towards the career of my dreams. So if you are in a situation, maybe it's a demanding job taking up all of your energy and time, figure out what your moments of greatest failure are comprised of. Being too tired to pursue the things that you love. Okay, figure out the right job for you that you can acquire, which will allow for you to still be making money, but that won't take all of your energy from you, or that will allow you to do part-time work. So with me getting my new job, I have now set myself a recipe for greater success towards my content creation endeavors versus a greater likelihood of failure. Moving on to tip number 4, set a target date by which you want your goals to be completed, and this goes for your long-term and short-term goals. For me, I am the kind of person who I can't keep an entirely rigid schedule, so I'm not the kind of person who is breaking down my life hour by hour and writing down like, okay, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I need to be creating content, and then from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I need to be editing. And I imagine that most people aren't breaking their lives down like that. I'm sure there are some people who do, and they are thriving with that method, and more power to them. But what I have been doing in this year, and that has been helping me to actually stick to and accomplish my goals, is I have weekly goals for myself that I write down and aim to accomplish at some point throughout a given week. And these weekly goals that you make for yourself should add up to a monthly goal that you also have set for yourself. For example, when I was creating my fitness programs, my goal for the month was by the end of the month to put out my fitness programs and make them available online for purchase. So in my planner, I broke down different weekly goals towards achieving this monthly goal. So for one of the weeks in January, I had written get photos for fitness programs as a weekly goal. And so I knew that at some point throughout that week, I needed to get those photos, because by the end of the week, I wanted to have successfully completed that goal. So having a target date set for when you want a major goal to be accomplished with little mini target dates for smaller goals between is really going to help you with moving forward and progressing and eventually getting yourself to exactly where you intended for yourself to be and living out your dreams. Those were 4 quick tips on how to actually achieve your goals, what I've been doing, what's been working for me, and I've really been progressing in all the areas that I've been wanting to, which is really happy making, and I want you all to progress right along with me. So click that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram if you have one. All of those links will be in the description box down below. Last, I want to say a huge thank you to you for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if it encouraged you or has provided you with some new information to help you on your journey towards achieving your goals. Alright, that's all for now, but hopefully I will see you in the next video.